We have learned that Kenya has different communities living in it. It is important for these communities to live together in harmony. In this session, we are going to look at how people can live together in peace.
For us to understand national integration, it is important to understand certain terms. A nation is a large community of people usually sharing a common history, culture, language, one government, one territory, and common experiences. The concept of a nation and ethnic are similar. The only difference is that a nation has a political aspect, while an ethnic group refers to social cultural identity. In Kenya, there are many ethnic groups, for example, Maasai, Akamba, Oromo, Pokot, Kuria, Taita, and Giriama. A state is an institution formed by people occupying a particular geographical territory for common goal and under one government. A nation-state is a term loosely applied to all modern states or countries, but mostly to states where population is made up of one nation under one government. A government is machinery in which the state operates. It comprises parliament, civil service, and the courts. National integration is the process of bringing together people with different customs, values, culture, or language to make a nation. National integration is important to a nation in the following ways. 1. It promotes national unity. 2. Brings peaceful coexistence of different ethnic groups and races. 3. Gives a sense of national direction. And 4. It is easier, more efficient, and more accurate when communicating the policies of the government. There are many factors that promote national integration. These include 1. Common language, for example, Kiswahili. This increases national unity and breaks ethnic differences. 2. Education brings national integration because there is uniformity in the following areas: examination, syllabus, and teachers. 3. National activities. Common activities among people help promote national unity. For example, national days remind Kenyans of important national events in their history. 4. Agricultural and trade fairs, which enable the different economic sectors to display and advertise their goods and services. For example, the Nairobi International Trade Fair. National symbols give identity to Kenyans. These are 1. The national flag. The colors of the flag symbolize the following. Black symbolizes the color of the people. Red symbolizes the bloodshed during the struggle for independence. White symbolizes peace. Green symbolizes the fertility of the land. The flag also has a shield and 2 spears. These are symbols of defense of life, truth, justice, freedom, and peace. Other symbols include national anthem. The playing of the national anthem brings a strong sense of patriotism for one's country. Another symbol is the coat of arms. Coat of arms is found in different items and places to represent the government of Kenya. It is found in currencies, government buildings, official government letters, official presidential vehicle, and Kenyan embassies in foreign countries. 6. Games and sports also bring people together. For example, Kenyans came together during Conjestina Achieng's international boxing match at KICC in 2005.
National integration can be hampered by various factors: racism, tribalism, nepotism, corruption, greed, poverty.
When people live together, disagreements are inevitable. These disagreements are referred to as conflicts. They could be as a result of self-interest or differing ideas. It is important that a way is sought to restore peace, hence conflict resolution. This is where disputes are settled and peace is restored.
Conflict refers to a situation where people are involved in serious disagreements. Conflicts or disputes that are not sorted out may lead to violence. Conflicts may be individual, family, religious, political, regional, or international. We have heard of cases where brothers have killed each other due to land disputes.
Conflicts or disputes may be caused by various aspects: economic reasons, social reasons, political reasons. As we mentioned earlier, conflict resolution refers to ways of settling disputes or disagreements when they occur. There are various ways through which conflicts are settled. They are discussed here.
Negotiation refers to discussions between people who are trying to reach an agreement. It involves 3 important steps. These are: 1. Fact-finding, which involves finding the root cause of the dispute. 2. Discussion, which involves a give and take situation. This creates a friendly environment to solve the conflict. And 3. Reaching an agreement, which involves the parties showing willingness to compromise for the negotiation to succeed. Arbitration is a situation where a disagreement is solved by a neutral person called an arbitrator. He or she listens to both sides involved in conflict and help them to reach an acceptable decision. The process involves 3 steps as follows. 1. The sides involved in the conflict should be ready to present their case. 2. The arbitrator then asks questions to clarify some aspect after listening to each side. And 3. Based on the applicable rules, the arbitrator considers the facts and makes a decision to settle the dispute.
Mediation. This involves a situation where a person who is not involved in a dispute tries to help 2 conflicting groups to reach an agreement. The parties involved must be willing to listen and come up with good ideas that will enable them reach an agreement.
There are several steps towards mediation. 1. The mediator explains the rules. 2. The parties involved in the conflict explain in their own words what the problem is. 3. The mediator summarizes the facts from submission of the 2 sides. 4. Solutions are suggested by the mediator and the parties are invited to give their opinions on the solution. 5. Depending on the parties' reaction, the solution may be looked at afresh to get an acceptable solution. And 6. An acceptable agreement is reached for both parties, which is written down. Both parties must be committed to it. A good example of mediation is Kofi Annan, former UN Secretary General, who mediated peace after the 2007 post-election violence in Kenya.
Compromise. This is based on bargaining, where the opposing parties take a middle position in the conflict. They accept the conflict between them and the fact that they can coexist. Problem solving. This method attempts to determine the root causes of a conflict and then resolve the basic issue. This is possible where there is mutual trust among the conflicting parties. Collaboration. This is where there is a willingness by the opposing parties in the conflict to work with the other to solve differences between them. An example of collaboration is the recognition of the ruling party in a country by being given leadership positions in the government.
Conflict resolution involves several phases to effectively resolve issues. There are several phases involved in the process of resolving conflicts. These are: 1. Recognizing that a conflict situation exists. 2. Diagnosing the conflict. This involves establishing the nature of the conflict and its causes. 3. Examining the grievances, because most conflicts are caused by a situation where parties have varying information. 4. Determine how far the conflict has advanced. 5. Problem solving or handling grievances. Relevant information is examined and a range of possible solutions is considered. The ideas are critically considered from the alternatives given. 6. Implementing the solution. This should be done with careful planning to avoid any further conflict. 7. The follow-up action, which involves establishing the degree of effectiveness of the solution. And 8. Evaluating the solution. This is done to determine the reasons behind its success or failure.